Hello and welcome to Pit Lane Sim Racing. My name is Rich and today we're not sim racing. This is footage from the wet run that I completed at Blyton at a recent track day. We were driving a Civic Type R on this day. FN2 I think is the model designation, and it had just started absolutely throwing it down at Blyton. Now, someone else was getting in the car, decided he wanted none of that wet noise. I had my helmet in my hand, and I was like, me? Can I? And I jumped in, went for it. As you can see, the window wipers are on full, and it is really, really raining. Now, I had done one run, which you can see on the channel, in the dry, so I knew where I was going, but I'd never driven this car in the wet. I had no idea how the track was going to react, how the car was going to react, and we're very, very quickly catching what I believe is an MX-5. Yeah, it is, and I'm feeling it. I'm thinking, you know what, there's some grip here. Let's just see how the sort of back end of the circuit does. Let's turn in. Oh, we've got some grip. It's not gone yet, and I'm stabbing at the throttle just to try and see what the front end does. Obviously the Civic is a front wheel drive car, using all of the circuit here, turning it in, and I had a little moment here previously, so I'm feeling it out, a little bit of squeal from the tyres, taking it easy into the final corner here, turning it in, and I'm thinking, okay, there's more grip than I envisaged, and we're turning into the first corner here. And actually there was a bit of understeer there, and so we're just testing it, seeing how we're doing, and it is really raining now, as you can see, and it does get a little bit harder before getting a little bit better. And we're turning in, and the car's slipping and sliding around this left-hander through here, a long left-hander coming up, stabbing at the throttle there, but we're finding the grip, and we're absolutely full pelt now down the back straight. We've got the chicane up ahead, and it's really coming down now, the rain. People who were watching were taking cover as they were getting soaked. Into the chicane we go. Car feels like a dream, honestly. I'm not worried in the slightest. Any time I had a loss of grip or a loss of traction, the car was so utterly predictable. It was fantastic. A little bit of a misshift there, round to the left-hander there. And the car did completely slide out wide there, but it's all under control as we catch up to a BMW here. But we're just taking our time, going much faster than this BMW, and you can see why he's having a time with the rear end of his BMW. Probably much more power than this Civic. I've got no idea. I don't know anything about BMWs. You can let me know in the comments. So I'm just thinking, right, I'm just going to sit here, and I was contemplating actually not to flash the lights but putting my lights on. It really got overcast. The camera's done well here. So I'm chasing the BMW, and I'm preparing myself in case he pulls over to the left-hand side after the first corner. But then, as we see, he gets traction out of the first corner and absolutely dusts the Civic in a straight line. So I just sit here into the first corner, well, second corner, decreasing radius left, right-hander, and I'm thinking, okay, I think I'm a lot faster here. So, stabbing at the throttle, trying to find the grip, see indicates, so I go for it. It's really coming down is the rain now. The Clio also pulls over. The rain is absolutely hammering down at this point. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm getting a little bit silly now. But there's plenty of grip as I turn into the chicane. And we keep it going using all of the circuit. You can really see it is properly raining. It's not messing about. Neither am I, though. This is honestly the most fun I've ever had driving in my entire life, because the car was a joy. It was losing grip all over the place, but it was so balanced and composed with it. If one tyre let go, all four did, but in a very controlled and nice way. As that Renault gets out of the way, everything was just getting out of my way, basically. I was the only one driving it quickly in the wet, I think. And I'm thinking it's just been coming down, but we're good. Up towards the final corner, braking, Subaru Impreza just ahead there. Into the final corner, the Impreza doesn't want any more of it, but there's another car just ahead that looks like a BMW, giving plenty of room into the pits there. Through the first corner we go. And the track is soaked. It's absolutely soaked at this point. So I am taking it a little bit easier, stabbing a little bit on the throttle, seeing where the grip is, seeing what we can do. Out into the left-hander, seeing where the grip is, feathering it on, right out now. Full pelt up towards the chicane again, absolutely flying up to the back of this BMW. I do understand rear-wheel drive, of course, and you don't know what tyres they've got on either. I mean, I doubt it's on slicks or anything, but, you know, there is a huge difference between good tyres and cheap tyres, and this Civic had some good tyres on it. They clearly weren't slicks, but they were good tyres. So you can see the BMW having a huge moment ahead of me, and I'm thinking, okay, so I need to be close enough he can see I'm here, but not close enough. I just don't want to be involved in any of that noise. He is either being leery on purpose, or, well, he's not very good, but, you know, either or. Because you'll see, in following him, I kind of feel like he was doing it on purpose and just enjoying the wet circuit, but I don't know. Because every corner exit, I do understand it. I've driven rear-wheel drive cars, so it's going to be difficult, but you can drive them a lot more cautiously than that and be quicker, you know? So I'm thinking, I'm just going to sit here. He should know I'm here. He's turning in there really, really early, through the left and the right, and then out onto this long left. I was half expecting him to pull over, but, you know, I'm thinking he's maybe trying to drift it a little bit. So I'm making myself completely visible. I'm not being a throbber. You know, I'm not racing, but I do want to get on with going quick, because that's what I enjoy doing, you know. I'm wondering if he was trying to break offline there for more grip. I'm not sure, because he kept moving over to the side there. Another moment there, out of the right-hander and turning left there as he's putting the power down. At this stage, I'm thinking, I don't think he's being very spatially aware. I think he's very much focused on what he's doing. He broke very late into there and ran wide. So I'm thinking, what's he doing here? And I actually just came right off the throttle there, because I was getting a little bit bothered that he was going to have an incident and involve me, you know. So I'm just kind of following him here. And he does slide it quite nicely there. But I won't lie, I'm getting a little bit annoyed, because I enjoy going fast, and I wanted to sort of test myself. And I feel like he should have been a little bit more aware to me being right behind him here. You know, do you know what I mean? I'm not being an ass about it, but right here I thought, oh, he's letting me by, but he didn't. He was behind the Clio there that's peeling off into the paddock area. I mean, that's quite a nice slide that he's put on there. So we're following him again. I'm thinking surely he's going to let me go on the way up to the chicane. I don't know what the rule is really, but you know, you should give way a little bit. Although I totally lost traction at the front end there, actually. Big slide, and I slowed down here thinking, oh God, we're going to have an accident here. So I'm very ready for it. Very ready for it. Chasing him down towards the chicane, very much expecting a moment. And again, the only reason I can think he's braking over there is for grip. I don't know though. And there we go. It's one moment too many, and he goes off. And I kind of think, nice one, let's go now. We've been stuck there, so let's have another couple of laps of push. I hope I haven't come across as a snob there. I just felt like at the time he should have been more aware that I'd caught him and was sat there, you know. So at this point, the window wipers are still on, and I can only apologise for the clicking noise they're making. I had my helmet on, and I couldn't really hear that. I did ran wide there, but I let it go. I felt the traction going, and I let it go because I knew it was all concrete out there. You know, there's no point in forcing an issue. And off we go now, chasing another, probably an MX-5 or something. Yeah, it is an MX-5. Chasing another MX-5. They're probably soaked. Up behind the MX-5 we go, through the first corner, keeping an eye on what he's doing, and he gets over to the side, waiting for the VTEC to kick in, and off we go, up towards the first corner. And I do hear them clicking, so I'll stop them. Into the left-hander before the right, and then the long left. A little bit of front traction being lost there. Properly chucking it around now. The rain stopped, I'm just like going for it. I'm not particularly being careful. One good thing about Blyton is there's absolutely tons of runoff, so I wasn't being all that, you know, careful, knowing that like I could run on at the chicane. If I didn't stop, I could just run on, and it's absolutely fine, you know. I'd rather have a moment and run on, and have plenty of space. Here I'd been through and it was throwing it down, so I knew I had time, and it did slide out there. But we're all good, it's all under control. Braking down for this sort of double apex left here. We'd lost a little bit on the lap before, and a bit again. So it's a bit of mid-corner grip missing there now with the track how it is. But it's all good. Into the S's we go. And towards the final corner. I'm ready for some understeer through here. But it's absolutely fine as we go into the first corner once again. And I'm really enjoying it because on public roads, you can't drive this way. You can't actually feel the edge of adhesion. And if you are, you're driving too hard for a public road, you know? So I've done this in sim racing and really felt where the grip is, you know? And I really wanted to experience that in real life, and this was the first time I've ever had the chance to do so. I've done one track day in my life, and it was a cold and dry day. It was nothing like this or the vehicle. So I really wanted to feel what it was like to get to the edge of grip and beyond it. I'll be really honest. But I was also being cautious. You know, I wasn't being silly. I knew roughly where the edge of grip was, and I was trying to drive up to and a little bit over. So coming around the corners, I could feel the back going a little bit. I could feel the front pushing a little bit, and I could feel what it was doing. And honestly, for me, someone like me, it was a brilliant experience. Because even though on this corner I ran wide a little bit, at no point did I feel anywhere near out of control or having a ooh moment. You know, it was all very collected. I was very in control of what I was doing. Even when it did run wide, I allowed it to go wide. Like, I'd lost a little bit of front end. I knew I could run wide, so I allowed it to do so. I didn't force the issue, but there we go. There is my wet run at Blyton in the Civic Type R. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed my chatting about it. Please make sure you've hit the like on the video, and please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.